What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm in a very chipper mood today, aren't I? Because I got a phone call from the doctor over at the lab, and the doctor told me that the specimen is ready for testing. What the hell am I talking about? You are asking yourself. The Evo is ready over at Speed Lab. Get it? The doctor at the lab is Ronnie, and the Speed Lab is the lab, and the testing is the dyno. We're gonna go do a dyno day with the Evo today. And I told Ronnie, I talked to him last night, I said, hey, listen, don't get it going until I get there. I want to see it on the dyno. And I also don't want to do like a full send at like 52 psi, get you guys some handsome dyno number at 900 wheel horsepower, which is what we were pretty much running it at while I had it and was racing and gapping everybody. I told Ronnie to do it at like 40 psi, play it safe. If the new owner of the car decides he wants to full send it at 50 psi, he can certainly do that. But I don't want to do that to somebody who's just buying the car. You guys could mess with it yourselves. You guys could take it to your tuner. You guys can take it back to Ronnie and say, hey, look, I want to full send this thing. I want to get the max power potential. I want you guys to have a car that's going to last. I want you guys to have a car that you can beat up on for a long time and not have to worry about anything going sour. As you guys know, if you've watched my last video, and if you haven't watched my last video, go watch it. We did a full refresh on the motor. It's got new rings. We honed out the walls. We cleaned some stuff up inside. And everything's like tip top right now. You guys got a brand new build. So I told Ronnie, keep it around 40 psi, which translates to about 50 wheel horsepower, which is obviously very fast, very fast. If you talk like engine power sense, I know some of you guys like to run your engine horsepower numbers, not your wheel horsepower. I think there's like a 22% drivetrain loss on the all-wheel drive system, or so I hear. So 740 wheel would translate, 750 wheel would translate to like 900 at the crank. 900 coming out of a 2-liter 4-banger is pretty damn attractive. Now I know that the car could make way more at the wheel, but we're not going to do a full send. We're going to get a safe build so the new owner could certainly, what is this guy? This guy's stopping at a green light. Are you serious, man? Let's go. So you could certainly beat up on the car and enjoy it for a long time to come. But before we do that, we are to get the mileage on the trackhawk, because the trackhawk, I don't know, some of you guys may or may not know I have a trackhawk. I've had it for like, I don't know, 8 months, 9 months or so. It's fun, I love it, but I just don't drive it. So it's time I graduate that car also to a new owner. So we are going to go look at the trackhawk real quick. We're gonna get the mileage, the exact mileage, because I think I have a serious buyer on hand. And hopefully I can make a vlog on it before I sell it for you guys. But for now, let's pull into the driveway and see the trackhawk. There she is. There's the hawk of all hawks. Wow. Hey there. Let's get this puppy fired up. We're gonna wake everybody up with this cold start. This is like the coldest cold start, so we're gonna fire her up. Gotta have the push start. It's gonna be ridiculous. It gets me every time, man. It gets me every time. Let's go see the mileage. $54,127. Now that we've woke everyone up, she's a beauty, ain't she? Wow. For sale. Clean title. Clean everything. Car's mint. First to show up with 75 grand takes the cake. We'll make a vlog on this, actually. That'll be a fun one. Okay, and now that we've woke half of Glendale up, the southern half of Glendale, let's get back on the road. And we're gonna be going to Ronnie's. So You're probably asking why you haven't seen the Trackhawk too much. It's the same reason why you haven't seen me too much. I've just been so damn busy. But yeah, Trackhawk's been fun. It's been awesome. It launches like crazy. I think the best 0 to 60 I got was like a 2.9.
Boring.
All right, so why did I just send you underneath my car to look at that concoction down there? That is what you call an exhaust cutout. What is the purpose of an exhaust cutout? Well, if you live in a town like I do called Los Angeles and you have cops out on every corner trying to pop modified cars for illegal exhaust systems, that might be in your favor. Or if you're an old man like I am and you don't like the loud obnoxious exhaust noise 100% of the time and that crazy drone sound on the freeway, you might want to invest in an exhaust cutout just like the one you saw, because what that does is if you hit the switch right next to the steering wheel, I'll show you guys that right now actually, the exhaust opens. That switch right over there, the exhaust opens and the exhaust closes, just the same way as is right over here. You click up, you click down. We're obviously not going to open and close it right now because we have a sensor going into that, the wideband sensor actually. So why is that beneficial? Because A, when the exhaust cutout is closed, the car sounds like it's pretty much stock. Yeah, it rumbles a hell of a lot more because it is cam, the pretty violent cam in there. But for the most part, you don't get that ridiculous drone because I do have a stock Evo 10 muffler in the back, and the car has like 2 or 3 resonators in there. It does have a muffler in the back, and it sounds pretty much bone stock. When you're cruising on the highway, you don't have that obnoxious drone in your ear. And further, you can't get in trouble with cops because it looks like a stock exhaust and it sounds like a stock exhaust. So odds against odds, you're not gonna get pulled over for an illegal exhaust ticket with this car. Now, if you're in California and you're concerned about emissions, I'm certain this car won't pass smog check here in California, but not to worry. My car, along with a few other cars I know of, are registered in Montana. And if you don't have a house out there, not to worry. I can help you get your car registered in the state of Montana, where you have a few beneficial factors. Firstly, you don't have to pay tax. Montana is a tax-free state. So if you buy a car for $100,000 and you register in California, you are gonna pay about $10,000 of taxes. In Montana, you pay $0 of taxes. Benefit number 2, you don't have to have a front license plate. You cannot get a ticket for not having a front license plate because you are to comply with the state of which the car is registered rules. In this case, it is Montana. Benefit number 3, you cannot get a state referee ticket if your car is registered in Montana because they have no emission laws, meaning you do not have to smog check your car, ever. So if a cop tries to give you a state referee ticket for smog and emissions, you can tell them the car is registered in Montana. I am to comply with all of Montana state emission laws, and they don't have any. So you can legally drive your car amongst 50 states, as I have been doing on all of my cars, and enjoying the benefits of not having to do a smog check or worry about getting an emissions ticket. So if you do end up buying this car, I would love to help you get your car registered in Montana and not ever have to worry about cops or emissions or smog check ever again. So that's also a benefit factor, right? If you are interested in getting your car registered in Montana and you don't want to buy my car, don't DM me. I will not help you. I do not host seminars on how to do this. Maybe I should, but at this time, I do not. So don't try to slide in my DMs or send me an email asking for my guidance. That is an exclusive offer only for those folks who are going to buy my car. Right, Ronnie?
Yep.
Yeah. The doctor says yeah, right. Just to let you guys know, we have a update here. We went ahead and changed the 2 fuel pumps to 525s, and then we got dual 525s in there.
Just so you guys know, with the same injector setup and the same fuel pump setup at the same base pressure, I made 970 wheel at 64% injector duty. So it's
on your car.
On my car.
Wow. So we have plenty enough fuel to fuel the fire.
Absolutely.
Literally to fuel the fire.
We do have a manual boost controller, so we're kind of limited on peak boost numbers because it's not like a duty cycle based solenoid. So all we're doing is basically operating the check valve essentially, and kind of tricking the wastegate into not seeing as much pressure. Yeah, it's still, I mean, it hits like 37, but it tapers to 30. So this is not all in. Still not a lot of timing in it. Air fuel's still not ironed out. So, I mean, it's got a lot. It's got a lot more.
This is the third pass we're doing. The first one was on wastegate only, made 600 at the wheels. This is the third pass that we're doing now, and made
third legitimate pull. Yeah.
It made 727, 728, let's call it. Like 51, 52 if you really pushed it. I think we want to leave it at 40 because we're seeing such a healthy graph over here, and I'm very
flat power.
Very happy with how linear this is considering the boost that it's hitting. We're hitting 726 all-wheel horsepower and 487 foot-pound of torque, which is absolutely outstanding. There's the graph that all of you guys asked for. There it is right there. Very impressive. All right, Doc, so what do you see here?
So past 7,000 RPM, we're pretty much over 700 horsepower. Still pretty conservative. We're only hitting 40 PSI. You know, it's tapering down. We're not trying to break any records with this. We're just trying to make sure it's safe for the next owner for a long time to come too. You know, we did many pulls dialing in the, you know, the fuel table and everything. I mean, what did we did like what 35 pulls probably today, Andre? Yep. Just dial in the timing. We did dial in the cam timing a little bit. That's why you guys can see the curve is very consistent and carries all the way up top. We can run it past those boost levels that Andre mentioned. We could run it past 50, 54, 55 PSI. We would need a 4-port. I just generally don't want to, you know, be on the ragged edge of, you know, every single turbocharger. And at that, it would make in the upper 800s. It would make the upper 800s, easy. Yeah, because we did back it down from 803 to this. So. You figure at 40 PSI, we're looking at 726, you know, each PSI 40, over that. 40 tapering, we can keep it flat up top too. But this is as safe as you're going to get with the this is a very respectful power level, you guys. If you think about it, this is going to take lots and lots of street cars as it sits, healthy. You can beat on this all day. And this is similar to what it's had for the majority of its life while I've owned it, actually. It's very similar to this chart, to these numbers up here. Very fresh motor, great compression, not a single puff of smoke out of the tailpipe or the downpipe, whatever you call it. But no, I'm super impressed with it. Everything's looking good. There's no leaks. Of course, every time you do an engine R&R, you want to make sure you know there's no leak. Everything's the way it needs to be. Fuel-wise, dude, we're like literally like 55% injector duty. Wow, which is crazy. So that's 2600 cc injectors across the board. IDs. It also has Hellcat pumps. Two 525s in there. Big upgrade from what you had before. Yeah. So we're seeing no exhaustion of fuel. We're not starving those pumps or injectors. There's plenty feeding the motor. Yes. And I think that's why it's a safe bet what we're doing with the boost. You know, we're seeing a very nice chart here. It's very consistent. It's exactly where the doctor wants to see it. This is the heartbeat right over here, and this is the brain power right over there. So, you know, look at one, look at the other. It's awesome how it coincides with each other. So with that, we're happy. I hope you guys are happy with the 40 PSI pull over here because
running it up to 54 PSI, yeah, we can crack a 900 wheel horsepower for you guys, or 890 if you want, whatever you want to call it. But we want to make sure the car's safe for you. After you buy it, you can do whatever the hell you want with it. Boost it up to 55 PSI for all I care and send it to the moon. But that's that, you guys. So there's a dyno video. You guys saw it in action. You guys heard it from the doc himself. He's happy. I'm happy. The car's happy. We're looking good. So I'm going to do a little bit of a walk around the car, talk about some of the other mods that we have on this. As I mentioned earlier, it does have a John Shepard transmission, 5-speed transmission, an Exedy clutch that has about 500 miles on both those. It has the top mount turbo kit that we built in-house here. Ronnie did all the idea of having a top mount here. Now this hood scoop is actually functional, because otherwise it's decoration. Since the turbo sits so far down below, now we've got it up top. I am going to clean up the engine bay a bit. There's a little bit of a, you know, little dings and knacks here that I'm going to clean up, get all this white crap out of here. But, you know, for the most part, this is what it looks like from the top over here. This is a custom-made speed lab top mount turbo for an Evo 10. So that's what we're looking at right over here. We're gonna get all this other stuff buttoned up and cleaned up real nice for the next owner. Pressure wash, steam clean, the whole 9 yards, and make sure this is looking spiffy clean. So here we have it, you guys. No rusting over here, none of that bullshit. It's all quality, top-notch parts. And as you guys can see, we've welded this so we don't have to deal with, that's pretty hot, isn't it? Look at that, burnt myself because of you guys. So we welded this because we were tired of battling that coupler that always notoriously blows off, and then you're on the side of the road with your stupid 10mm trying to ratchet these things back down. So never have any issues with your intercooler pipes blowing off, because we've remedied that right over here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the dyno day. I certainly did. I'm very happy with the power. I'm sure the next owner will be also equally happy with it. The car does have a Cybon hood, carbon. It has, whatever, look at the description below, it's all in there. See you later, bye. So was the tires on my car, is it necessary or was it exaggerated? No, it was necessary. Yeah.
Man, full bolt-ons, pulley, intake, long tube headers, X-pipe, heads, cams, PTR stage 3.
Jeez, so you got a full bolt-on plus cams and E85.
Yeah.
How much horsepower?
Dyno at very close to 800, a couple horsepower shy of 800.
Are you lying?
Nah.
You're understating it, aren't you?
Nah, not at all.
So you're being honest?
Yeah.
You calling me a liar?
I ain't calling you a truther. All right, boy.
I'm gonna give him a 1-car head start.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Why don't you push the camera goodbye?